One of the biggest myths when it comes with stock market trading is you need to actively watch all of your charts, your scanners, every single minute and hour throughout the market, hours. But that's not true. Swing trading is a way to trade stocks, but with a full time job. And at the end of this video, you're going to learn exactly our 6-step plan where you guys can start being a successful but profitable traders. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Smash that like button, subscribe. And if you want to learn more about trading, investing, subscribe. Do it right now. And guys, let's dive into this. So why does swing trading work for people with a full-time job? Well, there's a huge difference between day trading and swing trading. A lot of people think when it comes with trading the market, you're getting in and out of positions fast, you're scanning for plays every minute, you're chasing stocks, you're watching the news, but that's not the case. Swing trading is what I do. And that's where you buy a stock, you hold it for more than a day, but less than a year. On average, I hold my swing trades for about 6 to 9 days. So what that means is I will buy a stock maybe Monday and then sell it the following week on a Tuesday or Wednesday. Now, throughout the week, I'm actively watching it, setting alerts, being prepared, and more importantly, understanding the process. On top of that, you can use different order types like limit orders, where you can actually buy stocks where you want to. There's a huge difference between market orders and limit orders. Market orders is buying a stock at the fastest and best available price. Limit orders is pretty much saying, hey, this is the max amount of money I'm willing to spend on this stock. So if that stock dips down when you're at your job, it can automatically buy that stock. And you can actually auto set up stop loss, where if it dips down, you can even set profit as well with a lot of great trading brokers. But more importantly, swing trading is more flexible, and that's why I love it. You can do it with that full-time job. So let's dive into step number one. Step number one is building a watch list. Now, you're going to want to do this on the weekends. The weekends is a great opportunity and a great time to actively scan for opportunity. During this time, for me, I spend anywhere from 30 to 60 minutes finding those high quality stocks. Personally, I use Moomoo, which is the broker I use. I'll put a link to them down below. They're a trading broker. They're the broker I use and the broker I used when I actually made that transition from full-time to actively swing trading the market. But what I look for, stock on an upward trend, high trading volume, growing companies, stocks above the 90 and 200-day moving average line. I love to use those moving average lines as support, and more importantly, no earnings within the next week. And earnings is where a company comes out and they give all the fundamentals of the company. You might look at this and go, well, Carter, what if they beat earnings? Yeah, the stock could explode up, but what if they miss earnings? The stock could sell off. I don't want to play that 50-50 chance. The goal is to make money, not roll the dice at a casino. So step two is to monitor the stock market and your watch list before work. This takes on average about 5 to 10 minutes. During this, you're going to want to read market news about stocks on your watch list and stocks maybe you're holding. Maybe you bought NVIDIA and they just came out with some sort of new chip. Yeah, that could be a great thing for the company, but they also could have bad news, which could majorly affect the company. So always check the news. I also will check futures and obviously just more overnight news, but it's important to ask yourself these questions. Is the market overall bullish? Is my stock still above my support? Where's my stop loss? And obviously, is there any earnings today? And if nothing has changed with the stock, then you do nothing. But if maybe they are announcing something, maybe you want to thin out your position or something along those lines. But don't forget, professional traders understand that patience makes money, not rushing trades or anything like that. Patience makes the trades, not chasing stocks or anything like that. All right, Step 3 is to use daily charts. Now, why I put this on my watch list is if you have a lunch, if you have 15 minutes throughout the day when you're at work, it's important to continue to look at charts. For me, you don't have to watch charts all day and you don't even have to do this step. But if you have a 15-minute lunch break, 30-minute lunch, or maybe you're just sitting on your phone for downtime, look at those 1 minute charts, look at the daily and hourly charts. Now, doing this can help remove noise that can help you focus on just the bigger overall upward trend of the companies. I think that's important to do. And so for me, I just kind of love just glancing at stocks throughout the day, looking at it, maybe throwing stocks on my watch list. If something hit my scanner on my phone or hit my alert on my phone, I can throw it on my watch list, look at the chart, maybe set an alert, but it's important to do that. All right, step number 4. Step number 4 is to wait for high probability setups. Now, you're probably saying, well, Carter, how does this affect my full-time job? Well, if you're constantly scanning for plays on the weekends, it's important to focus on quality. It's always better to trade quality over quantity. I would much rather see you guys take a trade a month than 30 trades a month and lose money. Quality over quantity. So here's the example of what I look for. First, a stock on an upward trend. This is simple. This means the stock has buying pressure, and I know that there's buyers still interested. The second thing is to look for some sort of pullback to a support line. This could be just a simple sell-off to a trend line or moving average line, but this brings me to my next one is a moving average support. It's very nice to have a combination of two, a trend and moving average line as support. Just gives more possibility of that push back up, which we really like. The next thing is to look at the RSI. The RSI is just another technical indicator. Pretty much in simple terms, if it's under 35, this could be an undervalued point for the stock. So it's important to look at it and see, okay, where's the RSI for this? Where have we gotten buying pressure at previous RSI levels? So for me, I definitely take a glance at that for sure. All right, the next one here is to have a good risk and reward. Now, this is crucial. I always want to make sure I'm risking $1 to make $2 or $3 or $4. This is important because if I'm wrong 1, 2, 3 times, I can still make money over the course of a month or a year. Having good risk management and good structure with good risk management and know where you're putting all that is crucial. So in simple terms, when I buy a company and buy a stock for a trade, I'll always set my stop loss below either a support line or the lowest low we've seen in the past week or 2 weeks. This helps just give a little more buying pressure if we hit that price again. And I keep it below a support line because if we get a breakdown of support, this could just be a huge trend reversal and it's just better to just get out. All right, step number 5 is to get in with limit orders. Now, throughout the day and maybe on the weekend, you might find a stock that has potential and you might say, hey, if it hits this current price, I'm going to pick up some shares. So throw in a limit order. And so throughout the market day, maybe you're at work, boom, the notification will go off. You can actually buy shares and not have to actively look at it. That's huge because this can help you just get in on positions at the price you'd like. All right, step number 6 is to always use stop losses. I always just love using the 1% rule. It's simple, so you only risk 1% of your account on any given trade. This is perfect for preserving capital, and I know starting out it's very difficult to do so. But as you start growing your account, you can definitely start implementing this rule. It's simple. So in simple terms, you got $10,000. The max amount of money you want to lose is $100. So for me, it's simple to know, and I always kind of keep that in the back of my mind. All right, step number 6, honestly, is to just continue to check positions after work. After you go through your job, maybe you bought a stock, maybe you didn't, look at it. Look what's going on, right? You're the result of your actions. Meaning, if you're somebody that wants to be a trader or wants to swing trade, but you don't actively put in the work, you're gonna lose money. So I definitely think continue to focus on positions after work. You honestly won't regret it. So here's my simple daily routine that I try to do every day. 1, 6:45, I'm reading market news, whether I'm in my bed, whether I'm just sitting on my couch, not really paying attention, right? I'm not paying attention to the market because it's not day trading, right? Day trading, you gotta be watching that like crazy. At about 7 a.m., if I see any positions, maybe I'll throw a limit order in. I make sure I got my stop losses set for any positions I'm holding, and just setting those price alerts. With Moomoo, it's very simple to set those, so I definitely always do that. Now, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., at the time, I would focus on work. What that means is at the time, I did a lot of construction jobs, so I would just focus on that and ignore the market. I honestly would try to find positions, maybe look at it throughout the day a little bit, but it's hard to do, and I know that. But after work, I'm dedicated to the journey, and I would continue to review charts, scan, and all that good stuff. But over the past 7 years of trading, I've learned a lot of good things from risk management. With that being said, never average down on a losing trade. Never move your stop lower. There's a reason you set it there in the first place. Don't trade with emotions. Never risk more than 1 or 2% on a given trade, but always follow your plan. Always let those winners run, cut losses quickly, and just stay patient. This is important. Trading is difficult. Avoid those penny stocks. Don't take too many trades, but you'll need a good broker, scanner, a trading journal, and a way to set those price alerts. I use Moomoo. Like I said, I'll put them down below. So guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, smash that like button, subscribe, and if you want to learn more, make sure you guys follow, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.